So really no surprise there. The Toronto Maple Leafs would like to get the deal done now, but the camp, Mitch Marner's camp, they're willing to wait if nothing gets done by October 3rd, because why not? Marner could have a dynamic year.
Yeah, and reading between the lines there, that's, not so subtle pressure, or tactic, if you will. Well, if we don't have a deal done by Wednesday, our preference. But again, preference is not policy. And if the Leafs come to Mitch Marner with the right offer in November or January, I'm sure they're not going to turn their nose up at it. Oh, you didn't get it done by October 3rd, so now we've got to wait until after July 1. So it'll be interesting. I mean, Marner's a guy who we all anticipate could do for a full season this year what he did for almost a half a season last year, and that is shred the league a little. And starting to do it in preseason already. And, the other implication of what Ferris said there is, hey, boys, whatever, we're cool because the meter's running. In other words, if he has a Patrick Kane type year from wire to wire, and he's one of the most dynamic offensive performers in the NHL, which is, not out of the realm of possibility, but by no means guaranteed either, then the number's going to be considerably higher than what it otherwise would be. And I would think, again, not putting myself in Darren Ferris's spot or Mitch Marner's spot, but if you were to get a deal done now, that it would be a single-digit deal. It'd be an 8 in front of it or 9 in front of it, and that may even be too high for the Leafs. I don't know. But, the possibility exists that if he really tears it up this year, and Matthews gets, whatever Matthews does, regardless of what numbers he puts up, my bet is Matthews is going to be well north of 11 by the time it's all said and done, maybe north of 12, I don't know. Then if I'm Marner, I'll say, I'll go last. You guys do everybody else, and I'll go last. And if I have the kind of year I think I'm going to have and bet on myself, it's going to be a big number, and it might be a double-digit number that otherwise you might be able to avoid if you get the deal done in the here and now.
Another little nugget he dropped when we were, Dave had asked him about the hometown discount. He brought up Connor McDavid leaving money on the table because you want to keep the team intact, because you want to have the best chance to win what they're all trying to win, which is the Stanley Cup. And Bob, Darren brought up, he's like, well, he kind of took a bit of a discount on his entry-level contract, like kind of hinting we already gave, which doesn't sound like they're going to give on this one.
No, and, that's where it's tough for entry-level players, but for some entry-level players it's not tough because they just run by whatever's out there. And a guy, I don't think it matters how many goals Austin Matthews or how many points he gets this year. He's going to be looking for the same amount of money next year no matter what, because he says, I'm Austin Matthews, and I know what I'm capable of, and let's do it. And but if you do have a great platform year, boom, you're off and running.
Yeah, you do get that sense with Austin Matthews more than anything, is that he's going to get that number no matter what. It seems like Mitch Marner has to have a certain season if he wants double digits.
Yeah, and I've always been, from the moment I saw Mitch Marner play junior hockey for the London Knights and saw him just tear apart the Ontario Hockey League, I thought this is a really special hockey player. And I think we're seeing that, but, if you look at his comparable numbers through the number of games he's played in the National Hockey League, he's with the elite of the elite in terms of point production. He is. He's right there, and yet he hasn't had that one season where he starts off being the best and finishes off the year being the best. And I think he's capable of that. I really do. I think he's capable of being a super elite talent in the National Hockey League, and I thought that when I was watching him in the OHL. I just thought he's a special player. But now you got to do it on a consistent basis.